Hello everyone and welcome to today's problem. My name is Chris and we will be going over duplicate emails from Leetcode, question number 182, which is a database problem. And we will be solving this using MySQL. When we first open the problem, we see we are given a table with its name person, and the column names that are going to be included in this table are ID and email. So we can look a little further down to what we're expected to return, which is write an SQL query to report all the duplicate emails. And if we look down here in our test case, we're going to see we're going to be given IDs which are unique to each like individual email, and then email which is going to be username. So we see ID 1 is a@b.com, 2 is c@d.com, and then 3 is again a.b.com. At the output, we're going to see we want the single email that is repeated more than once. So we don't want it to show up twice, we only want it to show up once, which is going to give us a clue as to what keywords we're going to be working with. So when we first approach this mathematically, so we can think about it as we want to show any email that is greater than 1. So any email that has rows greater than 1 dedicated to it. And the way we can write that as a query is just a generic select statement. We're going to do email. Then we can see again that the email column has been renamed with a capital E this time. So how you do this in SQL is you just say as, and then you're just going to type in how you would like that row to, or that column to be renamed. So now that we have our column renamed, we can go a little further down and just do from person, which is just the table we're selecting from. And then now we want some way to delineate, we only want emails that are showing up more than once. So how we can do this is you would think of this as a where statement. So we can just do where. And then we're just going to do a count function. So a count function is just going to return the number of times that this certain instance shows up. And in this, we just want the number of rows where a certain given thing happens. So we can do count star, and star is just going to select all rows and doesn't really filter out anything. So this is just shorthand from writing ID, email, which is there are 2 column names, but we don't really care. We want to select all of them. So star is just going to return the count of the rows. So we're going to do where count is greater than 1. So that's just our mathematical logic of this problem, of like how we're going to filter this. But there's an interesting thing about the where statement where in MySQL you can't use a where statement with like a greater than or equal to, like greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, less than or greater than. You can do equal to, but you can't do any of the like comparison operators other than equal to. So how you get around this in MySQL is just change where to having. Having is just another keyword that can do those operations. And then we want to group this by email. So group by is just a way to filter down which item you're actually looking at. So in this case, we'll just do group by email. And then this should work by returning all of the instances where the email shows up more than once. So what we expect to happen here is for c@d.com to be filtered out. So this will give us the emails where there is a count greater than 1. So basically where all of the rows, this is going to count each individual row where there is more, where an email has been repeated. And that's by using this group by function. And that's very useful for filtering down things based on one individual column. And if we run this code, we'll see that it returns just a at b.com, which is what we're prompted to do in the question. And this will work with all test cases where we're just going to return the one email. You could be a little bit more careful and do select distinct email, which would just make sure you only were to return one email. But the group by function also cuts down the possibility and only will return that email once. So there is no need for the distinct function here. This was my solution to Leetcode number 182, duplicate emails. If you thought of approaching this question in a different manner and would like to leave that in the comments down below, I will greatly appreciate it and review those and get back to you. As well as make sure you subscribe for moving forward. We'll see more problems from Leetcode and how I would approach those problems. Make sure you like if this was helpful for you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.